Alrighty, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good to see y'all here filing in. Going to give a few more minutes, seconds for folks to jump on through. Hold on one second. I'm going to put on my countdown. Glad to see folks coming in live and in living color. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube. We're on Twitch. And we're about to be live on Instagram. Yes, 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 indeed. About to start it up. Indeed, indeed. So I'm going to go ahead live on here as well. Even though Instagram won't be able to see me, I'm going to go ahead and let them participate as well. All right. What's good, everybody? Get ready to jump start this thing. I see some of my interns popping in as well. I'm going to go ahead and start the countdown. Alrighty. Hey, if you're on Instagram, go ahead and hop on YouTube or Facebook or Twitch /Learn from a Hacker, so you'll be able to follow along. But if you just want to watch and hear me talk, that's cool as well. All right, everybody. So welcome to tonight's episode of How to Begin a Career in Cybersecurity /ethical hacking. I am your certified ethical hacker, Carl Gray III. Founder, president, CEO, master hacker at Learn from a Hacker. You can follow us on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, and walking down the street. Just follow us anywhere. That's how we roll. So we'll go ahead and start that up now. All right. So as we're doing this, I hope you got your pen, your paper, all that good stuff ready for us to talk about some cybersecurity. What's going on in the world today, how you can turn this into a lucrative career for yourself, because that is where where life is going. Even found out today that one good thing about our profession is we have 0% unemployment. Yes, meaning there are actually more jobs out there than there are people to find those jobs. So, and I want you all to be a part of that. So I'm going to jump right into it. Should y'all have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments, and I will definitely answer them as we get to them. There will be a question and answer session at the end, but if I see something that really needs to be addressed, I will do that then and there on the spot. So, feel free to, tag a friend, tag a family member, somebody you feel will be good for this. So I'm going to talk a whole lot, take some notes, and all that good stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and start sharing my screen now. And it will be popping up in maybe like 4 seconds. I want to give y'all I know it ain't true, right? So let's get the getting, folks. Wow. All right. So now hopefully right now you can see my screen. If you cannot see my screen, then that means you're probably on Instagram. So it's not for you. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about this right now. Today we're going to talk about ethical hacking 101. This is our information session from Learn from a Hacker. Learn from a Hacker is a full-fledged IT security and consulting firm. We service many different clients, and I'll talk about that and all that good stuff later on. As you see that I am Carl Gray. Again, I am the founder, president, and CEO of Learn from a Hacker. So today we're going to talk about starting a career in cybersecurity, even if you don't have a degree or any cybersecurity experience. As you can see, this is for any and everybody who wants to learn about it. And cybersecurity is actually one of the fastest growing industries in the United States. Again, as I spoke about earlier, I literally just found this out today. We have 0% unemployment in our field, meaning if somebody does lose a job, there's one that's waiting for them right next door. And I actually found that out myself. In the midst of this pandemic, one client closed, or able to hop on some other opportunities, this being one of them. Because basically, with the boom of technology comes the boom of cybersecurity. And according to Tech Republic, data breaches are increasing more than 50% annually, making the role of cybersecurity specialists extremely important. Now, what that means is that if you look at it, let's say last year there were, I can't remember the exact number, but in the hundreds of millions of cybersecurity breaches, and so that means in 2 years there'll be double that. And so, as with every problem, there's going to need to be more and better. I say more and better enforcement of those of different things. So, people need to be able to be protected from it. People need to be able to mitigate those things. People need to be able to recover from it. So it's not even just about the hacking piece or the threat piece, but also the prevention piece. And that's what we talk about, because part of what we do is when we tell people when we go in and we do our ethical hacks and we sit there and we go there, we also tell them how to fix it. And so that's what the primary goal of what we do is. So next, I want to tell you that you are in the right place right here, right now. And the reason you're in the right place is because today's training, it is perfect for students who have an interest in cybersecurity, whether you're in middle school, high school, college, grad school, post-grad, or you're just a student of the world. Today's class is perfect for you. Also, pardon me, it's water. You're in the right place because today's training is perfect for professionals who want to make a change in their career. Yes, I was just watching yesterday the last Blockbuster, and if you were in the last Blockbuster, you may want to consider making a change in your career. So that's what all that's about. Next, you are in the right place if you are one who excels in problem solving and critical thinking, and you want to turn that into a lucrative career. Maybe that person who knows how to answer and ask the right questions and all that good stuff. It's like this, that, you're that one. That guy. Make that little face when something pops up. This is the perfect career for you. So you are worth this. Yes, you are. And because you're worth this, I'm going to ask you to do a few things right now. Number one, close your email. Yes, go ahead and mute it, turn it off, drop it. Close those 20 browser windows you currently have open. Yes, just leave this one up. It's not going to be long, but the information is going to be intense. You're going to want to follow it. You're going to want to, pay very close attention to it, because it will help you and it can change your life. Close the door. Don't let nobody in. If you put a towel up, a blanket, whatever. I give you, while I'm talking, you can go ahead and do that now. Put the phone and social media on silent. Instagram can wait. Facebook can wait. Twitter, no matter how fast it goes, how much information out there, it can wait. CNN.com can wait. They'll be arguing tomorrow. Don't worry, they'll be arguing in an hour. So just go ahead and put it down. The next TikTok dance is not going to pass you by. We can even talk about some TikTok stuff too. And for you parents, ask your children not to kill each other right now. Tell them just give you 1 hour. You're like, kids, give me an hour. Just 1 hour. That's all I need. Have that conversation with them right now. I give you about 10 seconds to go ahead and do all those things so that you'll be able to follow along with me and with us. All right? So go ahead and count that down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. So hopefully you have been able to do that, to get your Get your kids quiet, put your phone and social media on silent, and all that good stuff. So we'll go ahead and move forward. So, first question: why should you listen to me? Why listen to this regular old dude sitting in his office? Uh, doesn't look anything special, you know. That's it. Well, let's talk about my journey. All right. Let's start back 15 years ago in 2006. Back in the days when I was young. I'm not a kid anymore, and that's not me. Actually, I should probably get a picture of me back then, but y'all probably laugh because I actually had my hair like that too back then. Um, but I cut it. So I had a bachelor's degree in political science from the great Hampton University, the best school ever created. Now, mind you, that degree was not in computer science. I had some computer experience. You know, I know how to use Word, uh, Windows, install software, just simple things, nothing real big. Um, I had zero cybersecurity experience. I didn't even really know what cybersecurity was. And if you think back then, most people didn't know what cybersecurity was. You probably know more now than I knew back then about cybersecurity. I just happened to have been blessed with the opportunity through my pastor and one of the gentlemen at my church, and even have relationships with at the time was the largest minority consulting firm in the country, and they brought me on to be able to learn these things. So it was like, hey, they took a chance on me, and I learned the same things from him that I'm going to be teaching you today and telling you about how I move forward and progress. I had zero certifications, absolutely none. So let's fast forward 15 years later, and let's see what today looks like. I can't even put a picture on here because I got so many facts I got to put up there. Certified in the areas of cybersecurity, IT assurance, and IT auditing. And here are my certifications. I am a certified information systems auditor. See that certificate right there? Given by ISACA. I am a certified ethical hacker from the EC Council, and I'm a certified penetration tester from IACRB. I have over a decade of experience in ethical hacking and cybersecurity. I have 25,000 hours of paid consulting work, hundreds of hours of study, research, and development, and I'm the founder, owner of Learn from a Hacker, those who are putting on this today. So there's a song out there that says, ask me what I do. Ask me what I do, who I do it for. So what I do, I'm an ethical hacker, a penetration tester. I do security awareness training. I do IT auditing, business development, process improvement, disaster recovery, and business continuity. And who I do it for? So these are some of the clients I've had over the years. Network Solutions, which is one of the largest providers of websites and .coms in the world. Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated, a Black Greek letter organization. The National Council of Negro Women. The Office of the Comptroller of the Currency for the United States Treasury. Marriott, my favorite hotel brand. Pepco, a local power company. Exelon, the parent company of Pepco. The Lynx Corporation. Miami-Dade County Transit Authority. Metropolitan Washington Airports Authority. The City of Los Angeles. The Maryland Transportation Authority. And the other HU. And this can be your story too. From wherever you are today, you can move forward and be different. You can start today in moving into a very lucrative and enjoyable career. I did not even know that I would enjoy what I do as much as I do. It's not it would have never been my quote unquote dream job, but it's something that I really do enjoy, and I have enjoyed it for a while now. And I want you to be able to be your story. You can be in this position in a lot less time than I'm in it now, that it took me to get here. But again, this can really be you. So, gonna move forward. So next, does ethical hacking pay? That's what people always want to know. They want to know, well, how much do you get paid? I'm not gonna say how much I get paid, but I'll give you some facts and figures that may help you to understand what exactly it is that we do and how it can benefit you. Number one, the founder of No Wire Security, Eric Geyer, estimates a more conservative $50 to $100,000 per year in the first years of work, depending on your employer experience and education. Results not to. I'm not gonna say everybody gonna make $400,000 their first day because it's not NFL. The average starting salary for a certified ethical hacker, meaning you have one of those certifications that I have, is $95,000 according to the EC Council Senior Director Stephen Graham. He's the individual who they're over all of this. Next, as of October 2019, the average annual pay for ethical hacker is in the six figures. That's what it's worth to people, because as we shared, number one, there's so few of us. There is again a 0% unemployment rate in cybersecurity. 0%, zero. That means if one job falls, there is another one if you have the right experience and training. So let's go ahead and let's take control of the future. Like, the future is in your hand. I don't know how old some of y'all are, but if you remember, there was an old movie called Warriors, and man said, the future is ours if you can count. We go ahead and take control of the future. Can you dig it? All right, can you dig it? I can dig it. But I'm not that old. I was born when it first came out. But with skills in cybersecurity, you can be sure that not only will you always have a job, but you'll be able to protect yourself and your family from emerging threats. So it's not even just about what you're able to do for yourself. It's what you're able to do for those who you love, for your community. I often give talks and presentations to organizations on how to protect yourself online, on how to make sure that you're able to protect your children, shop properly, and all that. So it's not just about how much money you can make. And yes, this is a very, very, very lucrative career, but it's also how are you what would you pay? What would you pay to be able to make sure that your child doesn't get caught or that your identity never gets stolen? And when you know how a hacker works and how they act, that you're able to avoid it. Like, I could be real, I've never been hacked. And I'm not saying that to boast, because it takes being careful not to be hacked, but it's never happened to me. And that's because, I know how to do these things. And so therefore it's like, all right, so if I could get in somewhere like this, I better not do this. I better not make my password like this. I better not set up my computer in this way, and all of that type of stuff. Like, as people can see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 computers sitting in front of me right now, and none of them have been hacked. I may get an occasional virus, but that's because you always run antivirus to make sure to get off of there. That's something that you may or may not be able to. And again, for those of you all who are on Instagram, feel free to hop on Facebook.com/Learn from a Hacker, or YouTube Learn from a Hacker for this presentation. You can see the slides that I'm sharing. So next, this is probably what you've heard about my profession. What I do. First, that you have to be great at computers to start in cybersecurity. Jobs in cybersecurity are for isolated people. You have to have a degree in computer science. We know that's not true. And that it takes years to learn how to hack, and that you're either too young or too old to get into cybersecurity. And I want to let you know right now that all of those are false, because the truth of the matter is you can be an ethical hacker. And the fact of the matter is, you can be an ethical hacker in less than 2 months. We can make this before the seasons change. Spring just started 2 weeks ago. So let's say by summer, you're able to do this. You're able to, protect yourself. You're able to walk in and do some of the things that the pros do. All right, cool. So let's talk about what the truth is. The truth is, whatever you're doing now can likely translate into cybersecurity. Now, people are like, well, what if I do? Yes, you can do it. If you're a cashier, their point of sales needs cybersecurity, so you're able to understand those things. If you're a sanitation worker, dumpster diving is one of the best ways to do social engineering. If you're in telemarketing, let's say you work at West Communications, like so many of us Antonians did, the skills that you learn there, you can turn over there, because you learn how to deal with credit cards, you learn how to deal with people, all of that type of stuff. Jobs in cybersecurity are from isolated people. I think even if you've never met me, you may be able to tell by my personality, by the way I'm talking right now, that I'm not an isolationist. Like, my room is dark a little bit right now, but that's just for effect, because people think that hackers sit in dark rooms. But nah, I like to be out. You know what I'm saying? I like to be out there. And the truth of the matter is, I don't be a little light in here right now. But the truth of the matter is, a lot of what we do involves interacting with people. You know, whether you're doing social engineering, what we like to call the bonehead test, audit, security assessments. You know, I deal with, most of the time CEOs, CFOs, CIOs, all of those type of people. You have to have a degree in computer science. The truth is, you don't have any degree. Some of the people that I'm working with right now, some of my staff, some of my interns, they don't even have that high school diploma yet. I mean, of course they're gonna get it, but they're actually very, very good in this and are getting job offers already. So, and there are many certifications that don't require a degree. Like I didn't need a degree for my CEH or my CBT, and even the CISA with enough experience. It takes years to learn how to hack. And again, the truth is I can turn you into a job-ready ethical hacker before the summer. All you have to do is follow my instructions. Follow what I tell you, and you'll be there, plain and simple. And myth number 5 is you're too young or too old to get into cybersecurity. And fact of the matter is, and I think I say fact of the matter a lot, my answer to that is plain and simple, it's just not true. It does not take years to learn how to hack. And like I said, as a matter of fact, by the end of the summer, by the end of this webinar, you'll be ready to get started. I'm gonna put you on to some game right here, right now, off the free. Cool. So, what is a hacker? Let's talk about that because there are a lot of misconceptions about what a hacker actually is. It's a person who spends a great deal of time tinkering with software and or hardware, either to develop more efficient programs or to bypass unnecessary steps to get the job done, to get a job done more quickly. And there's an example that I use when I'm talking about, a water bottle, right? A water bottle, this water bottle right here was meant to be drank a certain way. You grab it, you put something in it, and you drink just like that, straight to the top. Now, if I wanted to hack this water bottle, what I simply would do is I could drill a hole in the side right here, stick a straw in there, and drink a little bit faster. Not to worry about tilting it up. And that's simply what a hack is. You see how something works and see how you can make it work a little differently. So that's what hackers do. A lot of times, those who are on the unethical side, they call them black hats. They will basically they do it for the wrong way. So whether it be a website, whether it be a phone, whether it be a computer, whether it be a car, yes, all of these things can be hacked. They do it the wrong way for the wrong type of people. But I myself, I'm a white hat. I can do all of those same things, but I do it with permission. As they say, the only real difference between an ethical hacker and a criminal hacker is permission. The things that I teach in my class are the same things the criminals do. But everybody has to, anybody who comes to my class is supposed to be ethical. We have to sign a code of ethics, to say that you will only use these things for the right reasons, with the right people, and with permission. So that's the only real difference is that we have permission, and we don't we're not stealing information, and which is one of the reasons, I'll be honest, why people pay ethical hackers what they pay them is to keep them honest. They're like, okay, if I pay them enough, they'll never turn on me. And that's our goal, and of course we're not holding anybody hostage, but we want them to value what we do enough to make sure that they give us the proper compensation. All right. So moving forward, the job of an ethical hacker. We essentially are the ultimate security professional. We know how to find the exploit vulnerabilities and weaknesses in various systems, just like a malicious hacker or what they call a black hat. We use the same skills. However, we have a legitimate, lawful manner in which we do it to find vulnerabilities and fix them before the bad guys can get there and break in. We legally attempt to break into a computer or system in order to find its vulnerabilities, and we expose the vulnerabilities for a target entity can mitigate them before they are legally or accidentally exposed. Like I said, you probably heard about Target a number of years ago, or the Heartland Bank, or even our own government over the past couple of years, what they went through. Now, had they had proper security professionals, some people didn't do their job right, but they would have been able to mitigate those things before the Russians ever got in, or before some of these other groups were able to take the information, because it costs a whole lot more to fix those things than it does to hire us. And basically, we help to inform and protect clients of cyber threats by providing recommendations for system security improvement. Like, I can walk in any organization right now. I don't care who it is, what they do, and tell them, find a vulnerability and tell them how they need to fix it or what they need to do in order to fix that vulnerability. That's just my job. Like I said, they ask me what I do and who I do it for. I do good things for whoever asks me to. All right. So, jobs for an ethical hacker. It's not just penetration testing, going in, sitting there typing a bunch of stuff on the computer, and seeing the green screen pop up. Number one, network administrator or manager. Number two, security investigator. Number three, penetration tester. Number four, a web security administrator or manager. Number five, data security analyst / specialist. Number six, a computer digital forensics investigator. Number seven, IT security administrator, consultant, or manager. Number eight, network defense technicians. And number nine, a social engineer. Now, mind you, all of these have different skill sets that are all related to our profession. With each and every one of these, and you'll see this later on when we talk about the tools that we use. And I'll probably have Richard come on and at some point and show us his Kali Linux build, so you can see all of the things that we do and that we learn and that we even teach in this. And you'll see how so many of these things they come together and they work together, because the truth of the matter is, nobody knows everything about it. Like, nobody can do all of these things at 100%. Like, I can do all of them at some level, but what you'll learn is you'll get your specialty and you'll move forward in it. So what does it take to become an ethical hacker? Number one, a sharp mind. It goes without saying, you got to be able to think on your feet, use efficient decision making. Those are two of the most important characteristics of an ethical hacker. Problem solving should be a major skill that you possess, because again, you're trying to break into a system, and not only do you have to do it, you have to know how you did it and explain to someone how to fix it. So if you can think on your feet, you will definitely shine on this. If you're the type of person that's kind of always looking to see this way or that, this is the perfect profession for you. Next, there's a sharp mind, ability to think on your feet, an ethical compass. Now, there is nothing more important than our ethics and how we work. We have to really be able to be trusted. You can't be one that's just out there for the dollar. Yes, we do this to get paid. We do this for money. But we're not trying to get over on folks. I know one of the things that people ask all the time: can you hack in the Sallie Mae? Can you hack in the Navient? Well, whether I can or not, I won't. That's the thing. It's not about what you can do. It's about what you do and what you will do and what you will not do. And what we do is we make it so that we get good enough where we can pay off our student loans. That's our goal. Our goal isn't to try to get over. Of course, we all got issues with the system of student loans. Some people want loan forgiveness. Some people want to revamp the whole thing, all of that. Whatever it may be, that doesn't mean we go outside the law. We're not going to do that. That's not how we roll. Plain and simple. The willingness to always expand your knowledge. One thing about this class, I tell people all the time, go over what we teach over and over again. Practice on your own. Be inquisitive. We teach, how to go. There's a way to search on the internet for what we look for. It's called, well, we'll talk about it a little bit later. What we do on Google that most people don't do. How we're able to find stuff that people just don't even know is out there. You want to have networking skills. And when I say networking skills, I'm not just talking about being able to, go and traverse the network with computers and routers and switches. I'm actually talking about the networking skills in dealing with people, talking with people. So many times, even in my 20s, I was in front of very high level officials talking to them, being able to speak, share with them in a way where, you have to, what my mentor, CJ Sampson, he has a reputation of being able to say, share good news and bad news in a good way. And that's what we do. So you want to have strong people skills. I mean, not saying you have to be as talkative and outgoing as I am, but like I said, I was in politics for years, so that's just kind of what I do. But for most people, that's not. You don't have to be able to do that. And so basically, to sum it up, doing thinking responsibly and having integrity and working with people is necessary when it comes to that networking skills. Education, and like I said, I'm not talking about necessarily going to college, getting a bachelor's or master's in this, but you do always want to be learning. Like I said on number 4, always be willing to learn and expand your knowledge. But even along with that, you want to make sure that you're getting that education, that you're getting those skills, that you're making it so that you show that you value what you do. So you want that education, and you want to always be learning. Getting the certifications always helps because it's good to be put on proposals. If you want to work for a government organization, one of the things that you'll want to do is have, maybe a degree or a certificate in some type of IT field, that you can get that, whenever you want to. But the main thing is, being able to learn and wanting to learn so that you move forward. So the question is, since education is so important, are you ready to start learning? That's what I want to know. Are you ready to start learning? Are you ready to start your journey into the recession-proof career of ethical hacking? Like I said, I'm gonna tell you, I heard this today. This is not something I made up. I just found this out from someone who was sharing my link, that there is a 0% unemployment rate in cybersecurity. Now, I mean, I should have suspected that because my inbox is full every day of job opportunities. Like just today, like remote work, ethical hacking from somewhere. I don't know where it was. I've been asked to move to all types of places all around the nation and the world. Even during this time, say, hey, did you pick up and move? I mean, you would think people are shutting down, but no. In our field, it's growing more and more. And so there's certain things that you will need just to get started, and these are good things. We've talked about the soft skills, but also there's some things that you got to have. Number one, a personal computer. You can use probably the computer that you're on right now. Like, we don't recommend Chromebooks because they're not built for this type of stuff. They're really just a souped up phone. So you want a personal computer. You want to have Windows 7 or better. Windows 10 is recommended, and Mac OS 10.15 or better. At least 8 gigs of RAM, 100 free gigs of memory, and that's because of what you'll need to build on there for this class. And we will help you to build. Like I send instructions on how to build your lab on your computer, or you can build the entire Amazon your lab on Amazon Web Service for free. It's completely up to you. So that's what you're going to need. Now let me talk about the hacking methodology. I'm going to tell you what it takes to do ethical hacking. Like, what is the process? Like, how do you do this? First of all, it starts with planning, like with everything. Intelligence gathering, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about these as we move forward. Footprinting, enumeration, vulnerability, identification, vulnerability, exploitation, and detection evasion. I mean, getting around firewalls, getting around antiviruses, not letting people see that you were ever there. Those are very, very important. And now, before we move forward, let me tell you about my very, very, very first hack. And the reason I'm telling you about this is because it's important that you know what I did, when I had my first set of skills. I mean, I could tell you what I'm doing, what I did yesterday or what I'm doing tomorrow. But let me tell you what I would do, what I could do in 7 weeks from today if I were you. So this is basically what happened. I was working for a firm, and I cannot tell you exactly who the client because of confidentiality and things of that nature. But we were there and we were doing a penetration test, my very first pen test after I took my class. And I mean, you're a little nervous. You're like, okay, so all this stuff I learned, does it really work? And so what we did was we took the social engineering piece, the network traversal piece, and combined them. So I created a fictitious website, and we sent it out. We did some dorking, as we'll talk about later, to get the email addresses of everyone. This is a gray box test, and I'll talk to you about that in our first class. A gray box test, and I sent out a bunch of emails with this fake website to people, and got a username and password immediately. Now, of course, that's fun. You get username, passwords, you go to my email. Okay, well, get ready to go get lunch, or I'll be back in a minute, and all that kind of stuff. But then what we did was we plugged into a port that was in a public place in this particular particular entity. And so in doing that, what I was able to do was we looked and we saw, share folders, like, oh, wow. And what we were able to do, and I was shocked, I'm like, I actually did this. I clicked, started going through folders, and I saw something say background checks. Like, oh, really? Background checks? This is a little bit interesting. And what we were able to do was pull down over 10,000 PDFs of background check files that were because this was a quasi-government organization, and so in order to have access to them, you need to have a certain have background checks done on you so they can trust you. It wasn't not a huge clearance or anything like that, but they do background checks, public trust. And so I was able to see this was information on dignitaries, not just like regular people, like me or you, but like I'm talking about ambassadors. I'm talking about dignitaries, diplomats, politicians, able to see their social security numbers, how much they make, where they've been over the past, this, that, and the other, information on their family. I mean, it was 10,000 of those files. And it was simply because they hadn't set things up right. And my job was to find this type of stuff. They were very happy on it. And that project, actually made $200,000 in 3 weeks. And now that didn't all come in my pocket because I was working for a firm. But that just goes to show the value of what we did. And again, simply using what I was taught in a beginner class. This wasn't the advanced stuff. But this is there's a saying that says, in the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. And what that means is when nobody can see anything, if you can see a little bit, you're just that good. You're just that valuable. And so now I'm not just trying to make you the one-eyed man. I'm trying to give you 20/20 vision so you can see everything. Bam, just like this. Got my glasses on. Cool. So moving forward, I just want to let you all know, what is possible even in the beginning of your career. Where you're doing that type of stuff. And again, I didn't have anything special besides regular old, beginner hacker training. So next, let me talk to you about, go back to the screen. So I have a question for you. You just heard my story. Can you see yourself in that situation where you're the expert in your field? You're the man with two eyes in the land of the blind? That you're helping major corporations protect themselves against the quote-unquote bad guys, that you're sitting at the table of CEOs giving them expert advice. Mind you, I was in my 20s doing that. Like, that can be you. And the fact is, you showed up. You showed up today. My bad. I pressed the wrong button and got kicked out. I DDoSed myself. But I'm back. Let me go ahead and begin sharing again. Share my screen one more time. And bow. So again, like I said, I was in my 20s, giving this advice to CEOs, to CFOs. My boss at the time would take me in the rooms, and I was supposed to give, maybe 5-10 minute presentations, and all of a sudden I'm sitting there holding court, with the most powerful people in the organization, just explaining to them, how they need to improve themselves. They would say I was the scariest man in the room, and that wasn't my goal to be scary. It's really just to educate, to help people out, to show them the way. I want to make the world a safer and better place. So next, and like I said, you showed up today for a reason. Maybe more than one, even though you're super busy. You shut down your web browser, you put your phone away, you ask the kids not to kill themselves for an hour. So you're here for a reason. Maybe you see that the job market is changing and you don't want to get stuck in a dead end profession. Like I was talking about earlier, how earlier this week I was watching the last blockbuster. Think about it. You don't want to be the last blockbuster. I would have hated to be the CD repair guy when iPods came out. We want to be ahead of the game. Like I said before, our industry has a 0% unemployment rate. If you want a job in cybersecurity and you have the training, you will have a job. That's just how it works because they're always looking for someone. Even if they have to train them somewhere, we always have to get training. We always have to get training more and more. But if you walk in there with skills, say, hey, look, I can do this, I can do this, I can do. You don't talk about what you can't do. Talk about what you can do. This is what I can do. This is what I can do. This is what I can do. I mean, I've been getting calls just this week from some very well noted organizations asking if I can do work for them. But right now, hey, I'm enjoying this. I may do some things with them, but right now I'm teaching classes. What's important to me is learn from a hacker, making sure that the people who I'm teaching know that they have my attention. So I have great news. You have two choices. You can get in this. You can do what I do, and I'm going to present two choices with you. Number one, you can do it yourself with what you've learned today. I've given you the methodology. I'm going to tell you how to find the information, all of that. Now, it may include some trial and error, a whole lot of trial and error, to be honest with you. I mean, I've done over, like I said, years of hours in study. I've spent probably nearly, $75,000 to $100,000 on training for the things that I've learned and taught you. So I've just had to learn a whole lot to do this, and you may end up wishing that you had done better by this time next year. But I'd rather fast track you to results to become career ready in the area of ethical hacking. Now, let's say you choose option A. I'm here for you. I'll tell you how to do option A right now. Up on YouTube, there are hundreds of thousands, probably at least thousands, tens of thousands of videos out there on how to do different types of hacks. You can follow step by step, you're able to do it. Now, what you won't have is the understanding of how to do it. You won't have a person that will sit there and say, hey, try this, not that. Some of their hacks may be old, some of their stuff may be new, some of the things you may have to go buy stuff, all of that. And to create your own test labs, since you can't legally practice on Amazon.com. You can't legally practice on, Google.com. You can't go trying to hack their servers and whatnot. You have to study methodologies. There's OSTTM, there's OWASP, there's NIST stuff, there's PCI. There's so many different methodologies on penetration testing and ethical hacking that you have to study those things before you even touch a computer, I think you may prefer to have somebody tell you exactly what to look and what to do. A lot of trial and error, and that's a part of the game. You're going to have trial and error no matter what, but it's better to have it with somebody who's guiding you, who's helping you. Oh, and not to mention, before all of that, you have to figure out what to study. Like I said, I have a bunch of books here, that I go to because, I've spent, again, $50,000, $75,000, $100,000 in training in order to learn these things. This is over a decade of experience in learning and trying to get these things. And so that's what I'm willing to help you. I've just told you, this is how you do option A. You can do that, copy and paste it, screenshot or whatever. This is your role if you want to do it. Now, before we get to questions and answers, I know you probably have some of those. Let me tell you about option B. Let me quickly show you what's possible. All right. I've invited you starting April 7th, Wednesday, April 7th at 6 p.m. I Learn from a Hacker 7-week intensive training, where you can become a career-ready hacker in 7 weeks. I like to say 0 to hero. I don't care what you don't know how to do. I have people in my class who did not know virtual machines existed. They had no idea what that was. They could barely turn on their computer, and now they're hacking their friends' sites, helping them because their friends have storefronts that need to be protected. Because one of the things I teach is how people can change, how people can go in and manipulate your website to find out your password. And they can do the same thing to change prices so that they end up paying less than what it is, all that good stuff. So, um, so by the end of my course, you will know the fundamentals of ethical hacking and cybersecurity. You'll be able to perform numerous hacks and penetration tests. Um, you'll have marketable skills that can be used in the workforce. You'll be able to put ethical hacker on your resume with confidence. And let me tell you another quick story. And it all started with a Facebook post. Um, and I'll tell you about this USB drive. You've probably seen it in stores, or it looks like what you've seen in stores. And how this USB drive made me $150 in less than 15 minutes. Um, and basically, I'll tell you the story really, really quickly. I'm not going to hold you too much longer. But what I was able to do is it was somebody posted on Facebook that they had lost a bunch of their information, and well, no, they couldn't get it to their computer. They were locked out of their computer. The bunch of information is a whole different story. But they were locked out of their computer, and they were not able to get in because they had forgotten to use their passwords, the older computer or whatever. And they was like, "Can anybody help me?" And I was like, "Wait, I learned how to crack passwords. Maybe I can help them." And so I sent them a DM, say, "Hey, yeah, I might be able to help you bring your computer back. Like, how much you charge?" And I was like, 150. They're like, "All right, cool, bet." They were willing to pay it. And so I said, just drop it off. I'll see what I can do. I'll let you know in a couple of days. And so they dropped it off, and I was nervous. I was like, all right, I hope this is gonna work, because I've never tried this before. But I stuck this USB in, and what I did was I was able to boot it up in Kali Linux, my favorite tool, everybody's favorite tool in hacking. Um, use John the Ripper, and was able to bypass their password, and I got on their computer in 15 minutes. I didn't give it back to them for a couple of days because I didn't think it was that easy, and they paid me. Now, mind you, I could have started a whole business doing this because how many times have you been locked out of a computer? How many times have you seen it? Happen like this. This in and of itself could be a stream of income for you if that's what you choose to do. You can do nothing more than getting people's Windows passwords back for them, and you'll be straight. Like that's it. That you do 10 of these a day. That's that's a lot of money. If you do it every day, it's $400,000 a year. Think about it like that. I'm just hypothetical numbers. Again, results not typical. But it's something that you can do. Just that simple. Like I want you to be empowered. Not that you have to go in any particular direction. Like I said, many paths along the road, and you figure out what's best for you. Before I get into this, I want to have one of my interns to jump on, and is Mr. Richard Bowie. He's my lead intern. Superstar, smart dude. Probably gonna be smarter than me in a second. Doing all this stuff. Hey, Richard, man, how's it going? Can we hear you?
Yeah, it's going great.
Indeed, man. Hey, can you tell the people about yourself, man? Tell the people about yourself.
I'm a high school senior. I joined Carl about summer 2020. So I've only been doing this for like less than a year.
Mm-hmm. And so, what can you do now?
Uh, well, I can exploit a lot of things. I mean, that's kind of vague, but specialty of mine is using Metasploit. And what Metasploit is basically it runs exploits for you. So let's say you had someone's IP address and then you knew what vulnerabilities they had. You could use Metasploit to exploit those vulnerabilities and potentially gain access into their systems. So I'm still trying to perfect that, but it's what I love to do.
Indeed. And what classes have you taught thus far?
How to get into Hack the Box. Ooh, I won't get into what that means, but how to get into that and SSH exploitation.
Great. Thank you so much. And I'm gonna call you on later. I want you to show them an nmap scan on Metasploitable so they can see what a vulnerability, how the vulnerabilities work just real quickly. All right. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll put you on the spot. That's what I did. So now I'm gonna go into the modules that we'll be teaching in this. So as you can see, results do happen. Like these young men that I've been working with have not only um, started, but they're actually helping other people get into this. So these are the modules. First, we talk about the basics of ethical hacking, using your tools, and I'm going to go into detail about these as well. Assessments and discovery, attacking part one, attacking part two, closing a hack, and marketing your new skills. Because I feel like having skills is not doesn't mean anything if you don't know how to market them. And so we want you to be able to do that. How to get a job, how to start a business, things of that nature. So we'll talk about the basics first. We talk about what is a hacker, the elements of an ethical hack, things we talked about today. Setting up your lab. And I tell people all the time, there's no kiddie version of what we do. I give you the state of the art tools that we use. Most of them are freeware, or we use the basic version of them, so that it's no extra cost to you unless you decide that you want to go upgrade and stuff like that. But outside of your computer, we set up the virtual machines and you're able to run with that. Also, how to even maintain your lab, because again, our field is consistently growing, so you need to know how to keep things up to date. Learning your tools, basics of your hacking box. We talk about all of the applications in Kali Linux, so that you'll at least be able to see them. Of course, we can't teach you everything, but the goal is to give you a good understanding of it, so that you can spend your time, doing the research. Not a whole lot. Like I recommend, maybe half an hour to an hour a day, just going over stuff, whether it be doing a lab all over again, just to get used to the different terminologies, or listening to a podcast, something that you'll dedicate to it since you want to move forward. The using the Metasploit framework, as Richard was just talking about, he teaches how to do like SSH. And most people are like, oh, what is SSH? What is telnet? That type of stuff. You learn that in our class. Next, and then Hack the Box. Hack the Box is one of the most used tools to get people to practice. It's a practice site on how to become a better hacker. So you learn like all different types of tools. It's a safe place to be, and we actually show you how to get there, because you can't just go to the website and just do it. You have to actually hack it to get there, and that's how you learn some website hacks. So we actually do teach even how to hack websites. Module 3, assets and discovery. We talk about information gathering, where to find information, because a lot of times if you're doing a black box text, again, something we're going to talk about, you're not giving information off break. You're giving information, they tell you like, this is the client, go find stuff. So how do you find the information in that situation? Port and protocol discovery. And Rich is going to show port and protocol discovery in a few minutes towards the end of this. Identifying vulnerabilities. Like we talk about Google dorking. I'm going to talk about that later on, like how to use Google in ways that it was not expected to be able to be used. Next, exploitation. What do you do once you find out there's a problem somewhere? Like it's about sticking the straw into the cup. Like we exploited that so that we can do it. Password attacks. If somebody has a weak password, they're gonna get hacked. And there's a way to do that. Client-side exploits. Also, social engineering. Again, as we talked about, how to use your wits, how to use your charm, how to use whatever you may have in order to be able to get information from people. SQL injection. Most websites right now have some type of database running on the back end, and what we're doing is we're teaching you how to hack those. Wireless attacks. How to hack a wireless network. Yeah, that's necessary. As part of PCI compliance. Every organization that takes credit cards, they have to have you have to be able to test their wireless networks to make sure that they can't get information. Post exploitation, meaning once you get in, what is it exactly that you do? What is the trophy that you get back, as we like to say, the evidence that you show. We also talk about putting it all together. It's not, and that's what we're on this week. In our first class, we're teaching how to put it all together. How are we developing a report? Evidence maintenance, because one of the biggest things about it is you have to be able to show. You have to be able to show that you were able to do what you said you did. Unlike the bad guys who don't really have to keep, notes and things like that, we have to provide evidence. Reporting, and reporting is the moneymaker. This is what executives need. You can't sit there and talk about, well, you were your port 23 was wide open, so they were getting it, all of that type of stuff. They're not going to get that. We can't do all tech speak. We have to be able to present to them in a way where they can understand. So being able to stand up, being able to talk, being able to make the proper slideshows, those type of things. And again, I'm not saying you have to be able to speak like someone the King's English. I mean, as you can see, I don't speak the King's English, but I present things in a way where it can be understood. Restoration, meaning that once you leave, that you leave them in a better position than they were before. Then we talk about the last building a resume. How do we turn ethical hacking into a business, into a career? Where to find ethical hacking jobs, different career opportunities that are out there. How to even go on monster.com, throw this in, and you will begin to see like, oh wow, it really is a lot out there. What certifications to get after this class. I have contacts in all of these fields. Like I have someone who's going to be talking next week to our students about internships, apprenticeships, jobs, entry level jobs that they can take the skills that they have and move forward in that. And I know you're curious about the price. Like I know Carl ain't giving all this away for free. You ain't lying. But let's talk value. Let's see, let's see what it's worth to you. Let's say, so how much is it worth, to be able to put on your resume, your curriculum vitae, proficient in cybersecurity. Say that to yourself. Say, I'm proficient in cybersecurity. You say expert, just proficient. But just being proficient is better than most people. Like there are banks who have no one there that's proficient in cybersecurity. There are governments, local, state, and unfortunately some national. They have nobody there that can do this. I mean, even if you're just getting better at your own job, if you're getting better at your own job, and you tell them you can do this, you're the one they won't want to let go, because it's like, yeah, this person will help protect our data, and all that. And it even helps you, to be able to have those, because many managerial roles require you to know something about cybersecurity, because you have to know about access controls and things of that nature. How much is it worth to have your inbox full of offers and your phone off the hook with offers? I'm gonna tell you, it's worth a whole lot. We talked about how much people make. The starting salary for CEH at $95K. Walking your entry level at $50,000 to $90,000. Just starting off. With just proficient. Again, not saying expert, proficient. So here's what you will pay on the open market. The first course that I took was $3,000, and that was over 8 years ago. And those prices have more than doubled. Even self-paced, without an instructor, without anybody helping you, online courses can cost nearly $2,000 for all of this information. And in most cases, you won't even get all of the information that you'll get in this course. I'm going to tell you exactly. I showed you some of what you're getting, and I'm going to show you even more. As a matter of fact, because of the demand of the market, and all of the content that I'm giving you, and the amount of support that I provide, like it's not even just like I'm teaching and I'm walking away. We have office hours. I have interns. I have a cadre of people that will help you. We send out articles. We do walkthroughs, all of those things. I was told that I should not charge less than $2,500 per person. As a matter of fact, today I was talking to someone about this. They were doing some marketing things for me, and I told them the price. They said, "Yo, you're crazy." They said, "Why are you charging so little?" I was like, "Man, I'm trying to help people." It's like, I'm not charging that. That's not me. I mean, that's good segue, wasn't it? I was like, I'm not charging that. I'm here to help people. I want people to be able to get this, because the truth of the matter is, I know how tough times are. Folks are sitting out there waiting on their STEMI. I'm like, look, they gave them an inch. I'm trying to help them take a mile. That's how you do it. This is how you take a mile from the inch that they're giving you. Because I know times are tough, and really demand in the industry is so high that after this course, just like after the last course, I'll have more students than I can handle, and I'll be able to charge more. But right now, I'm trying to invest in you. I'm trying to give to you what was given to me. Like I said, I've spent I have $50,000, $100,000 worth of training that I've had to go through and do this, but I feel like I can give it at a more decent price. But that's not the whole story. That's not even the whole story. And that's my version of. But wait, there's more. Not only do you get the class that I'm teaching, I've decided that on-demand access is not optional. So I feel that these courses are so intense that hands-on, they're fast-paced. Sometimes you need to go back and watch again. People were asking me today, are the courses still up? I said, I promised you. I made a promise to you. They will be up there. And since I made that promise, that's what they're up there. You can go back. My cohort right now, they're able to go and look over the classes over and over and over again as many times as they need to. Next, you get the opportunity to really understand what's being said. Sometimes I use technical jargon. Sometimes I'm, talking, regular. But when you go back and you listen, things just come together. There's certain things that were mentioned in lesson 1 that come up in lesson 4, and I'll mention that it was said in lesson 1. You want to be able to go back to that. You may have missed it on your notes, and this also allows you to go at your own pace. While the classes are taught live, I do understand life comes up. Life has come up for me. In this day and age, you never know what's going to happen. So, if you have to do something, you don't want to be like, dang, I missed the class. Just go back and watch it. You have on-demand access for an entire year to this course, the whole time. It'll be up there. And that in and of itself is a $900 value. Next is what we have, and I have here historic James Hall at the great Hampton University. I stayed in room 507 right at the top. In the middle, you see that all the way down to my room there. But basically, our dorm room is the community of fellow students where you can ask questions and get assistance from each other, as well as from the interns. They're like my RAs. You can talk to the RAs about it. Also, you get daily updates on real-time happenings, and you cheat off each other. Look, hacking is not a one-man job. Nobody ever does it on their own. Nobody ever just figures it out all on their own. You need help. We all need help. I need help. The interns need help. Everybody needs help. And so when I'm teaching people how to hack, I want you also to be able to work with each other, to know that we talk about the what is necessary as far as the ecosystem of hackers. Like, some people develop exploits. Some people are good at getting the information. Some people are good at traversing networks, getting through firewalls, all of those type of things. And so, you're able to work with each other. Like, right now is midterm time. And I'm pretty sure they're in there asking each other questions about the midterm. And I have no problem with that. My goal, even in the midterm, is not to trip you up and say, oh, I got you. It's mainly, my goal is to make sure that you understand that you understand the information, and you understand how to get the information, because so much of what we do is about finding things out, finding out the information, finding out what's happening, and how to do those type of things. Also, we give daily updates on real-time happenings in the cyber world. Like, I wake up in the morning, and even one of the students had posted in the group that about a hack that had happened to VMware. And I was able to share with them, that wasn't what we had to worry about, because we were using a different software. But the fact that it popped up overnight, and we were able to have the discussion to give them that, peace and comfort, so they didn't have to worry about it. Next is, and that in and of itself, just to be in that environment, you won't get that for less than $200. Just like a course credit, essentially. So this final bonus was not my idea. And actually, the interns made this happen, and I couldn't believe it. And basically what it is, it's weekly interactive labs where we have real life scenarios on multiple mock servers. I don't know how many servers I've created thus far to be able to practice on. We do walkthroughs, And honestly, it's probably the most valuable part of the entire offer. Now, Richard, are you prepared to share your screen?
Yeah, I am.
All right.
Let me go ahead.
Yeah, because I want you to see one of the walkthroughs, in action right now. Um, Rich is going to just show you, one of the things we do in one of our tools to be able to essentially enumerate. As we talked about, one of the biggest parts is enumeration of our targets. So whenever you're ready, you can go ahead and start to share your screen. Let me know when you have it up there.
Yeah,
You do?
it should be coming up now.
All right. I don't see it yet.
Mm. Oh, okay.
Okay, there we go. All right, I'm gonna add it to the stream now. There you go. All right, and if you can make that as large as possible, we'll be good. Can you zoom in some?
What I have here is a basic Nmap scan. So it's for network mapping. And so this is my metasplittable box. Metasplittable is a hello?
Yeah, I think you have a little bit of delay on your end.
Okay. These matter is okay. Well, we use open ports to oh, there it is. Okay. We use these open ports to basically hack into. So you can see FTP, SSH, Telnet. These are just different ports that are vulnerable and open. Ideally, none of these ports really should be open in a secure server, but since it is vulnerable, it was made to be vulnerable. You can see this, and we can actually practice our exploits in.
All right. Can you hear me, Richard?
Hello?
Yeah, I think you got DDoS, bro. Um,
Yeah.
that's what we say when somebody get. Yeah, it was a little bit slow, but essentially, what Richard was showing, and Richard, if you could put your screen back up again real quick, I'll explain what they just saw, 'cause in case it may have been on my end or may have been on yours. If you could do a screen share one quick time, and I'll explain to the people what they just saw. And essentially, what it was is he performed an Nmap scan, and the Nmap scan basically means network mapping. And network mapping, it's one of the biggest tools that we use um, in our in our cadre of tools, and so it's loading up now. In our cadre of tools that show us how to show us vulnerabilities on a website, on a web server, on anybody's server. It could be on a local server on a computer, anything like that. And so essentially, and it's a little bit hard to see. If you could zoom in, that'd be great. If not, it's all right. Um, I'll see if I can, just show a little bit. Like what you see is the command up top where he was able to use a root command to enumerate. And what we say is enumeration is to show exactly what it is that is running on a machine. And so this machine has FTP, which is a function of which is a function of file transfer. We see a reverse shell, we see MySQL, VNC, and all of these are open. And so what we teach in our class is how to take advantage of everything that you see here, because chances are on every network that you've ever touched, every device that you've ever touched, there is a vulnerability related to one of these ports that they're open and you can get in. Whether it be you do a reverse shell, you take over the computer, or you're able to use the VNC to like open up. Well, I used to use to open up CD drives to mess with people. Or pull some type of data off of it or something like that. So this is just the first step in it, where you're able to, first of all, you're able to see what is going on there. Had he done a scan that did that showed the operating system or the versions, you will be able to see exactly what was running on there. You could see, what version of MySQL, what version of the of Windows and all that stuff was going on. But yeah, so all of that, all that's well and good. And so I just wanted to show you all, this is an example of one of the walkthroughs that they do, the weekly interactive labs. And so essentially, what we're doing with this is not only are you getting the interactive labs that are going to come with our actual our class that you're doing, like they're going to be relevant to what you're being taught. Because we're doing this class now and we've already done some labs, you're also going to get access to the labs from this time around. So you'll have access to the Hack the Box challenge, which Richard did. Google dorking, which is what I was telling you earlier, using Google in a way where no one ever expected it to be used. The lesson that we did was on, we used Starbucks.com as our example, and we were able to see, different recipes, different stuff that was all legally. Again, we're doing everything legally. But in it, we were able to see stuff, and I'm pretty sure they didn't know was public. What you're able to look at. Let's say you had a client that had closed circuit cameras. We have ways to look at that through Google, fully legal. We were able to see. You'll even learn like certain vulnerabilities. I don't know how many of you have children. You may have a nanny cam or one of those type of things. What kind of vulnerabilities even exist with those? To make sure that those are protected properly, because chances are there's a way to see those from the internet, and you didn't know, and you may not have ever known had you not taken this class. Again, like I said, part of this is knowing even how to protect yourself. Next, we learn BERT, which is we do some brute force password cracking. You learn port 80 and telnet metasploit hacks, meaning how to control a computer just because it's able to connect to the web. Different nmap commands. Nmap is what we were just using just now, where you're able to see everything about a system that you're looking at. And again, like I said, it's probably the most valuable part of this entire offer, and that in alone is worth $3,000. If you're able to get that type of class, that type of teaching every week, it's just as good, if not better, than being in the class. So we're looking at on-demand access, the dorm room, the interactive labs, plus the interactive test labs that we've already done. The total value for that is at least $6,600. And I'm telling you, prices keep going up. I was just looking online today, even if there was one next to my Eventbrite up there where they were selling it for nearly $3,000, just the class. Again, this is just the class where you get to look at You look at some videos that somebody put out there. They're not helping you. They're not walking you through. You're not able to collaborate with anybody. You're just learning on your own, and hopefully at the end you know enough. But this is something where we actually help you and we make sure that you get through to it. And so really, so I'm not charging you $6,600. Like I said before, that's not my style. That's not what I'm going for right now. I'm not saying I'll never do that. I'm just saying right now I'm not. So what I'm offering is one payment of $697 or four payments of $199. Very, very simple. And so you go to right now to learnfromahacker.com/sign up. And, again, since we are in cybersecurity, I want you to know what to expect when you purchase because, just in case you type in something like we talk about fat fingering and how, that could easily get somebody hemmed up when it comes to social engineering and things like that. So this is what the checkout page is going to look like. It's on my website, Learn From a Hacker. Really simple. I don't have a whole bunch of bells and whistles. I'm not doing no type of, other thing like go get this, go get that. You can either do the one-time payment and you save $100, or you're able to do the four easy payments of $199. Now, for the next 24 hours, everybody who pays in full, when I say pay in full, it just means you pay. Whether you decide the payment plan or you decide to do the the regular the one time payment and save that $100, you will get Learn From a Hacker custom USB drive that can turn almost any computer into a hacking machine. Yes, this one, the one I talked about earlier. It's my favorite tool to use in the field. I have walked into so many different places using this tool and gotten in like it was nothing. It is what I use all the time. It is my number one go-to. And you can also, along with that, you're able to bypass client logins. Like I said, that's what I use to get past the Windows password. I didn't have to know the password. I didn't even have to hack it. It took me 15 minutes. I booted up live version of Kali Linux, ran Kane, pulled the SAM file, dumped it, said, yeah, remove the password. I'm now administrator. Ran the computer, did whatever I want. It can be used for good or bad. But what I'm so if you go into a client and they want you to do it, then you do it, and they get scared, like, oh, how do you do that? And then you're able to tell them how to fix it so someone can't do it, by putting a BIOS protection on it. But also, you can use it again. You lose your password. Yeah, I mean, my mom's forgotten her password. Like, I don't know my password, man. It don't call me man. That's my mother's nickname for me. You're not going there. But and I stick it in there, the drive in there, and in 15 minutes the password's gone. And I say, look, mom, just put a good password on it. This time please don't forget it, and all that good stuff. Uncover deleted files. How many times you thought you deleted something you didn't delete? Yes, with this you're able to do that. Perform cyber forensics. There have been times where I've had clients where they weren't sure what happened on their computer, what happened on their network. And so using cyber forensics, being able to, mirror their drive and go in and see, look at logs, look at all that kind of stuff. You can do that with this computer, with this simple USB drive right here. And so again, you're getting all of this plus the drive, which will put you up, toward nearly $8,000 worth of training and bonuses, stuff that I'm doing because I want you to be good. Because I want you to tell people this class is worth it. Like I said, I have some students who haven't even finished the class and they're already hacking in the people's websites with permission to show them things. Like, look, this is what I've learned. I want to protect your business. So I say right now, go ahead, jump on the website, sign up. Don't wait, don't delay. I'll rush your stuff over, and I work on quick results. I mean, from day one, like I'm not talking about even before day one. I want you to have your own fully functional hacking machine. I want you to have what I use in the field. I don't give y'all less than what I have. I don't give my interns less than what I have. I don't give my students less than what I have. So when you're with me, you're with me. I got you. I'm not holding you back. I want you to do it. So go ahead and take that first step to a lucrative career that you will love. Like, you will enjoy this. Like, it's the back. You're behind the fourth wall now. We're breaking the fourth wall. We're able to see the things that people just don't know exist. Like, most people have no idea that this even exists because it's different. It's just different. Nobody has taught them this. Most people don't want to know what goes on backstage. It's time for you to know what goes on backstage because it's empowering. It's empowering more than anything. My phone's a bit falling down, but that's how much power it is. So, I got about 15 minutes for question and answers. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, speculations, let me know. Go ahead and hop on the website. As you can see, my ticket's clocking down now because it's getting dark outside, and that means I got work to do. Hey, I don't get much sleep because I got a lot of work to do, which is a good thing. I got clients out the yin yang because of the skills that I have. So if you have any questions, go ahead and type them in the box. We are here. We talking to you. Let's see. If no comments come up, just go ahead and sign. Okay, I see folks signing up already. I appreciate you. Go ahead and jump on there. Y'all on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, all that good stuff. All right. Well, wow. Thank you all for coming. It's been a pleasure serving you. We got a comment right here. Thank you. My oldest son is 16 next week. Is there an age limit? No, there is not an age limit. As a matter of fact, Richard, come on, hop on real quick again. Yeah, I got yeah. Tell him how old are you, Richard? You gotta unmute. Unmute your mic. You can't unmute it. You can't unmute it. Okay, I guess you can't. You got to unmute yourself though. But okay, so going with it. But yeah, Richard's only 17, and he's been doing this since he's a junior. There, actually, I have two 16-year-olds, and Richard's a senior, and the other two are juniors. I actually have had someone in our class as young as 11. If they, are willing to do it, yes, there is no age limit. And one good thing is I like when parents are involved because, when parents are encouraging them to do it because the parents see something. And one thing that I tell them, and, they can tell you, they're not allowed to keep any secrets from the parents. They actually have to, if your mom or your dad or, your guardian comes to say, what are you working on? You're not allowed to say it's top secret. I don't do top secret from parents, plain and simple. If he and I both want, that would be good if you all would sign up twice. But let's talk offline. Send me a message. I can work something out for the two of you. If you want to talk offline about that, just go ahead and shoot me a DM, and we can definitely talk about that. Maybe able to get you a multi discount, only because to attend the class you would need more than one device. So yeah, we can definitely make that happen. Any other questions, comments, concerns? Yeah, it's going to be excellent. Going to be great. Classes start on April 7th at 6 p.m. But even prior to that, you'll be working with myself and the interns to already build your lab and have things up and running for you. I got about 6 more minutes for the 6 minutes going on questions. Anything else? All right. Well, I want to start a quick countdown. Perfect. I'm looking forward to it, my friend. Angie sent me. Oh, great. Okay. Glad to hear that. Yes. Thank you so much, Angie. I appreciate you. Tell Angie to send me a message. Yes, we were talking earlier. Actually, she's the one who told me about how she looked up the numbers, how we have 0% unemployment rate. I'm like, oh really? I had no idea. I just knew I was always getting offers, but I didn't know it was everybody. I thought I was special. See, I told y'all I ain't special. This is good enough for everybody. So, alrighty, everyone. Feel free to hit me up. I have my email address up there, cgray@prototypeconsultinggroup.com. Go ahead and sign up at learnfromahacker.com/sign up. And I will see and talk to you all later. Have a blessed one.